Hello, Internet. This is Wizard Eye, and
What's up?
bringing you by the power of the Internet. And,
It sounds ridiculous.
oh well, I still like saying it though.
Yeah, but you know who say that a lot.
Oh, Boogie 2908, bringing you by the power of the Internet, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, Poopy 6984. I'm sorry. I'm still heated from what I saw.
You mean the documentary?
Yeah.
The Downfall of Boogie 2988.
Yeah.
How do you feel?
I feeling boil. I do.
A lot of folks seems to be focusing more on the relationship of Boogie rather than some of the things he said there.
Oh yeah.
Like, for example, nobody really talks about when he say, if he said the N word now, well, well, when he was like on camera, like if he's on camera. No, I don't think so. Wait, what was the saying again? Something, but I know one thing for sure. He doesn't think that it's a evil word, and that when the cameras are off and he say it, it's not going to hurt anyone. But he is a very ignorant man because that word is a degrading meaning, by the way.
It have history of racism.
Yeah. So, for Boogie to feel that way is completely mind blowing.
He's a degenerate.
Well, we all know that, but it's just he said it like if he turns the camera off and say it in the basically like in the dark, nobody's gonna get hurt.
And this is who.
And by the way, this is just as bad. Him saying this statement is just as bad. Him actually saying the word, because you know that he's saying it off screen and he does not care.
And this is somebody who people in social media once called him the Mr. Roger of the internet.
I don't think people actually called him that. I think he was self-proclaimed the Mr. Roger of the internet.
Yeah, he was self-proclaimed, but you know what I mean.
But I mean, not even Mr. Roger will actually feel that way.
No, never.
So what's up with Boogie?
He said, I just want to be a nice guy. Yeah, you want to be a nice guy. So that when you do terrible things.
Or say terrible things.
People will be like, he's a nice guy. He doesn't mean that.
Yeah, and the one thing that I got out of this documentary is that Boogie do not care about his audience feelings.
No. He wants to manipulate them.
But it's strange.
This was manipulation to the core. But continue.
No, because I remember him saying several times that he cares audience. But in the documentary, the M word, his belief on it, his belief of women.
Oh, women. Oh, no.
I get to the women part later, and what Moist Critical had to say about it. But it just, it seems very horrible, by the way.
Before I was gonna watch the documentary, I was hoping for some laugh out loud moment. Like, I was even expecting that. Even if he did said that, I was gonna laugh, saying, what an idiot. Somehow this made me feel so angry at him.
That it was all dark. If I remember in the beginning, by the way, yes, definitely in the beginning. Throughout the documentary, he seems to be in the tub a lot of time.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times.
So do Wings of Redemption.
Though the creepy part is that he collect Rubber Ducky because one of his ex used to love Rubber Ducky, and that he just still had him, even so they broken up.
It's one thing, maybe she helped him, got into it.
A hobby.
Yeah, but he had to bring it up, you know?
Actually, he brings up not in the documentary, but before the documentary, he would usually bring up his ex-wife, even so it wasn't needed.
Yeah, I know.
And the whole divorce things and him calling her, which was very cringy.
I know I could be naive at times. And this is probably just me, because, nah. I just say, Boogie, I know is in the past, and yes, I do think that it's important. Sync onto the past. The past is a part of you. You can't learn if you didn't have a past.
Well, the one thing that I remember, Boogie was implying is that Boogie like he's a person that like edgy joke. He's a nice guy that like edgy joke.
Oh, come on.
And,
I mean,
well, not that he was implying. He actually said it at one time.
Yeah, I know, but I want to also say this. I think there's a difference between being a good person and being a kind person. And when you're kind, you're always respectful.
Yeah, yeah.
When you're a good person, it's that you do good things. You know, you don't have to be kind to be good. And
yeah.
you don't have to be good to be kind.
Yeah.
But still, Boogie just doesn't seem to get the definition. You're not neither a good or a kind person. You're not. Did you see how he argued with people
on the internet?
Oh, yeah.
Actually, he usually say la la la, and then like either he like rage quit or he threatened. And in the threatening isn't like I will report you or like I will spam you. No, it's more like I will kill you, and you know your blood will be in my hand.
Okay, if he's a fan of Batman, right?
Yeah.
One of the big things Batman will never do is that he will kill.
Yeah.
He got this moral code on him.
Yeah, he won't kill. Yeah, like especially with a gun.
Yeah, especially you will never see him with a gun like that.
Yeah.
Unless he's not on his meds.
Yeah.
Okay, with that being said, Boogie, if he truly is a kind person, why did he like being a fan of Batman? Why will you grab a gun?
It's funny because even the training with the boxing, and I was like, yeah, right. He mentioned that he's a pacifist, but how is he a pacifist if he's about to give a warning shot to Frank Castle? I want to know.
He says things. He says things that he doesn't mean.
Yeah, I know.
And we've seen that a lot, which I do tend to laugh. But for now, it's just boiling my mind.
Well, that documentary also point me out is that he spent over $200,000 on women.
Yeah.
And it's crazy because I remember hearing from Moist Critical that he wants like a LA 10, and he doesn't want like a Minnesota 8.
Well, let me first say this. If you want a Hollywood star, it's just the looks in the face, alright? Let's just be real. How Boogie described it is not somebody in Hollywood, especially when they're on that woke stuff.
Well, yeah, and the crazy part is that he feel like he's entitled to such women. And Moist Critical was talking about all he really did is be on the internet, talk about poopy jokes, and he felt like he's entitled for like such women like that. It's the most absurd thing, really.
Yeah.
And didn't you mention that he claims that was out of content?
Oh yeah, he did during the local live broadcast where he's like, oh, he took it out of content. Wings is like, what is so out of content? This is like out of content is taking something that is not in full contents.
Yeah. It'd be funny though if he said, "Oh, the next few sentences, I do not truly believe. I just want to mention how ridiculous this sounds. Here we go." And then boom, that statement was all that about women.
Yeah, that is out of content.
But would it be funny though?
Yeah. But yeah.
Wait. But I remember hearing from someone. I don't remember who said it, but I saw it was a good point. He mentioned that Boogie keeps saying that a lot of the stuff is out of content, or that the guy made a few. Oh wait, saturated content. Now I remember. Saturated content mentioned that Boogie said that a lot of the stuff from the video is out of content or misinformation.
Or how he said, he fudged.
So, for example, right? Boogie said a different type of medicine, which is like completely, the effect is completely different. It's funny what saturated content said. You're making the documenter, you're putting him, like, his career at risk, because the more you keep saying that it's out of context or misinformation, the more you're trying to imply that the person who made the documentary is sabotaging Boogie. So if the next time he wants to do a documentary with someone, and he said it, by the way, he never wants to make depression documentary. He wants documentaries to make someone feel good.
Yeah.
He just never thought that when he was there, this would end up being completely depressing.
Yeah.
And he even took a break from it.
Yeah.
And hopefully, like, his next few will be more positive. And yes, technically he did help him by giving him a lot of subscribers from that documentary. It's his first documentary.
Yeah.
But
and I want to say that was a real documentary. Not what these influencers, YouTubers, the streamers like to say their definition of documentary. No. That what Mike Cum did was a real documentary.
actually, it felt like more like Dark Side of the Ring, by the way.
Yeah, that's what I say. It's something that you want to see in theaters.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah, that is good.
Like, the production is really good.
Yeah.
But that's not the point. The point is that I want to get backtrack a little bit. It feels like that Boogie might actually not like the documentary itself. Like, you could tell the original intent for that documentary was people to feel sorry for him.
Yeah.
The ultimate goal, and I believe he's telling the truth, the ultimate goal is for trolls to stop trolling him. I do believe that.
Yeah.
But I believe he's lying when he say that he want the documentary for trolls to troll him more. So much that they will feel sick of trolling him.
That is ridiculous.
That I do not believe. Now, going a little bit forward to what I was saying before, I do believe that Boogie is making Mike Cum career on the, like, he's jeopardizing his career.
He is.
By keep saying, like slamming his own documentary.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Oh yeah, so you want to talk about his current girlfriend, Des? I believe it's Des.
His daughter, right?
No, his girlfriend. I think, who was it? Ordinary Gamer? I know actually a lot of people say this, so it's not just him. But I know a lot of people say this. It's that he's technically ruining her life, by the way.
Heavily.
Honestly, he is not ready for a relationship. And especially someone young, by the way.
Yeah.
And I remember from what I was hearing before, is that he mentioned one time before, if he was going to go back dating, it would have to be someone below 20 who had daddy issues, because he could easily manipulate them.
Yeah, he said that once.
And he said that they could call him daddy because they don't have a father figure. So it's a lot easier for them to do chores for him.
Yeah.
Am I wrong?
You're not wrong. Oh, man. Yeah, I knew something was up with that guy, especially with that TikTok video, if you remember it.
Yeah, and what's even crazier, by the way, is that Deads look like exactly like his ex-wife. With the name,
Yeah.
hair, looks, no joke. And I remember someone mentioning he probably found her in one of those sugar daddy websites.
Mm-hmm.
Like literally, he mentioned before in the documentary window shopping.
Yeah, he did.
He probably found the one that he wanted, and found it coincidentally what he mentioned before, having daddy issues. Both, actually, funny enough, both dads and both dads, the ex-wife dads and current girlfriend dads, have someone that they lost in the past.
Yeah.
And so the Boogie, his mom, and his dad.
Who he slams.
Yeah, slander, yeah. So that's how they got bonded. Apparently, it was those two. How creepy is that?
Yeah. You could tell he's not over with his ex-wife.
Yeah, I know.
And what makes this worse, and what really makes this worse, why I don't like age gap, is that, like Boogie mentioned in the documentary, he's a ticking time bomb.
Yeah, he said that he could die any moment.
But let's assume he is not. That's like a 30-year gap.
Yeah,
he will die on his 90s, and she be on her 60s.
Yeah.
That's gonna be 30 years of her living alone.
Yeah. I don't mind if the gap is 10 years because, our parents is, 10 years.
I think that should be a law.
Because, our parents were happily married.
Yeah.
25 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
No, not 25 years. 27 years, sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Going strong. And, yeah, so 10 years difference. I don't think that's bad. But the gap is way too big, by the way.
It is way too big.
And
I'm sorry, wait.
And I can't relate, honestly, when he say, I can't really relate to Boogie when he's like, having these, I don't know how to describe it, problems. Obviously problems. I'm trying to say social issues, I guess. Like introvert and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like there's no excuse what he's putting Debs through, by the way, because he's obviously trying to manipulate her to be more like a maid, or should I say more like his roommate.
Yes, and that's the one thing that bothers me heavily.
Because, if you saw in the documentary, Debs was doing the chores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but I remember when we were watching it, we were wondering, does he still have that roommate? And it turns out, yes, he does. Yes, he does. So that one quote that he said, "Oh, I'm just gonna die alone."
That's not true.
That's not true. He have his roommate.
Boo-hoo was his roommate. That must be a ghost then.
Must be. No?
Hey, bro, you're not gonna die alone, are you?
No, I got you.
Thank you. You see?
I mean, if you meant a lonely in relationship, yeah, sure. But Boogie can't even say that now.
Yeah, I know, right?
So what is his problem with that loneliness?
He's not alone. He have a friend. Actually, his pets. Does he not count his pets?
Yeah.
Hey, bro. I mean, what do I call my cat?
Muchachos.
My muchachos. Me muchachos. Like my babies.
Though I think it's weird to say. But I'm not gonna
Really? Some people treat their pets as family. Sound Monster said it before. He hated when pets are considered as properties. They should really be considered as family members. And I love my pets as my kids.
Well, I meant to say it that way.
Yeah. But still, he got his pets. How is that dying alone, by the way?
I know. Pets are made for companionship. All right. This is why it's against the law when you have a pet that you use it to attack people. And and because these pets that sometimes that Boogie say, oh, they're here to as like my security blanket.
Yeah.
They're doing their job, and with that, it's probably hard for him to say he's alone.
Actually, speaking of, sorry to cut you off. It's just something hit me. Doesn't he have his buddies from like the Magic the Gathering, the card game? Like,
Yeah.
I knew he had friends. Like I did not saw he was like a hermit, like Darkside Phil, DSP Gaming,
Yeah.
DSP React.
Mm-hmm.
I truly believe he does have friends. By the way, outside of camera, like I don't think he was ever like a loner.
Yeah.
I truly did believe he had buddies that play Magic the Gathering with him, or else why he was such into the hobby.
Yeah.
I also do believe Wing of Redemption have friends outside of the internet.
Oh yeah.
Though I don't believe Darkside Phil, DSP Gaming, DSP React have any friends. He's truly, I think he is truly not lonely, but I truly believe when he said the statement he had no friends or had time for them.
Well, we can't accuse.
But still, I do truly believe if he said that statement, I do believe him.
Mm-hmm.
But if Boogie say it, I do not believe him.
Mm-hmm.
That's why I never did brought the idea of him saying that he will die alone.
Yeah. And I don't want to make accusations. I don't. But it is when you're a locale like Boogie, it is plain obvious. He is horrible at lies.
Yeah, right?
He obviously made this documentary so people could feel sorry for him, stop bullying him.
Actually, I bet he wants more memberships, by the way, so he can reach that 100, and then so he can make exclusive videos.
Oh, yeah, sure. A reason to sign up for his membership.
For no reason.
Yeah.
Or actually, the wrong reason is if he get 100, he will make a video. But you're tossing, well, not you, but whoever is paying for the membership is tossing their money away.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. Or woman. I'm sorry.
No, it's fine. You can take your time.
Oh.
Well,
yeah?
Well, I guess for now we could talk about someone else.
Oh.
It's talking about big YouTubers that disappoint. And I'm not talking about their size. I mean, like, literally, like, their size of their YouTube channel. Not how big they are. Get it? Oh, yeah. The Completionist. How do you feel about that?
Do I feel betrayed? And that is probably why Boogie hit so low as he did. It's because the feeling of being betrayed.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah, and you know what's so funny about those two have in common?
What?
Their feud with Mutahar. Some ordinary gamer.
Oh yeah.
Now I know some people will wonder, why do I call him some ordinary loser? Because he once said in a video that he's just some ordinary Indian loser in Canada making videos. So I took that his words. I don't remember what video he was talking about. I think he was talking about when the VPN got hacked, by the way, and he was like regretting sponsoring them because he doesn't usually sponsor, but he did it at one time because he truly did believe that.
Yeah.
VPN.
And oh wow, because quite recently I'm starting to like some ordinary video game player.
Yeah.
Like, I guess he truly meant it when he said he learned his mistakes and he grow.
Oh my God, we're trying to talk about the Completionist, but before we do, yeah, I remember him with the whole J Station saga.
Oh
that he went out of his way to debunk. I am J Station girlfriend passing away.
Yeah. Oh, what a huge debacle.
Yeah. And that's I'm like, wow, this guy's serious. Though I am a little mixed about him because of what was it called? The Venus Project?
Oh yeah. Oh yes, the Venus Project. It was a non-profit organization founded it by architect and social engineer Chuck Fresco. Founded it in April 6, 1985. Yeah.
Where he did a drunk stream on it.
Yeah. I didn't like it at all.
And I know that bittered you hard.
Mm-hmm.
And that bittered me a lot too. And that's when I stopped watching him from that. You know, are you familiar with the Venus Project, right?
Of course.
So yeah, it's basically like a utopia where no one pays for anything, and I know that sounds so ridiculous. Nobody really had jobs or anything. It's just everyone lived in a utopia home, you know,
Yeah.
with free food, water, housing, and all the houses look exactly the same.
It was
that way.
It was supposed to settle in Florida.
Yeah. Of course, that never went nowhere, but that's not the point. We're talking about the completionist. The completionist. So, the charity he have to help because his mother passed away from dementia.
Yeah.
It been sitting there in his bank account for over 10 years.
Yeah.
I think over $600,000 worth of donated money.
Yeah.
That is insane.
It's super insane.
And I remember Smash JD made a series, and he was like, nobody had talks about it. And I said, that's a good point. It's that, are you familiar when he brought every single game from the Nintendo eShop of Nintendo Wii U and Nintendo 3DS?
I was amazed. Like, he was able to afford all that. And not just afford all that. He got the Nintendo 3DS to make it happen.
Yeah.
Like, wow.
Yeah, and I remember seeing that video from Titanium Fantasia.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, oh wow, the Completionist did that.
I mean, he is trying to complete.
Yeah. And I remember him being humble too when the Super Mario Maker was about to come out. And so they did this little tournament with the Completionist and some other influencer. I'm not too sure who was it. I wasn't familiar with that guy. But I remember in the end, that guy was doing a teabag before he was beating the level. And I remember reading the chat. Everyone hated that. And then they were like saying that the Completionist, even so he lost, he's still the true, video game lover.
Yeah.
A true, honest video game player.
Yeah. And I do believe he loved games.
I do. But it's not the games we're talking about. It's this charity. And I don't feel like everyone in this charity is probably bad or knew about this. But the one that should absolutely know is the one that's running the charity.
Heavily.
And even he couldn't have found anyone. I mean, he gotta do something with the money.
Yeah.
Even if it was like, and it might sour some people, even if he donated for a different cause, at least the money is going somewhere for a cause.
Yeah, because if you don't do anything with that money, that's illegal.
Yeah. And I remember him playing ignorant when he was talking to some ordinary gamer. And yeah, because they were in his broadcast, if I was correct, right? So Carl was trying to talk about how he figured this out, that the money wasn't going nowhere with the Completionist charity. And the Completionist claims that he never knew any of it, and that he claims originally they were looking for people to donate to, but it's just he wasn't satisfied with them. And he said at this point he just doesn't care no more. He just donate the money to someone. And then he had the audacity to ask those two what he should do with the money.
That is so sad. That really is.
Though technically, if I'm correct, I might be wrong. He didn't found the charity. It's actually his father that found the charity. The Completionist is just the one running the charity.
Yeah.
So, but still, I mean, how you not know that? But then, in the same time, I guess you hire people that do know that.
And it's funny because when he claims he found that out back in 2021, he was trying to do his best, immediate action to get a donate.
But this is 2 years later.
Yeah, and the sad part is that like his latest Indieland donation stream, he went on to say that we have partners, which, if assuming he's telling the truth, he lied. Really full know that what he's saying is flaw.
Unless, of course, he believed. Unless there were like some kind of a guy in the background that lied to him, and he will say that. By the way, like that's how ignorant he is. By the way.
Well, I don't run charity, so I'm no expert. I'm just a guy in a mic.
One thing for sure, though, I think it's pretty scummy. By the way,
It is. I'm just looking from a far distant view, and from what I'm seeing, he looked no angel.
yeah, I know, and I used to thought he was a good guy.
I thought that too.
And somebody brought this out. Is that it seemed like people in normal booths, not all of them, but most people in normal booths turn out to be scummy.
Oh, a lot of them are scummy. I mean, just listen to what they say, and you know there's something off. Seriously,
Yeah.
like I shouldn't have predicted it. If I had a YouTube channel, I would have predicted a lot of people downfall because just the way they talk.
Yeah.
Like, I always say this: if you constantly use curse word, it most likely means that you're not a moral person.
Yeah, yeah. Well, one thing for sure. I just hope things get sorted out and he actually donate the money. At this point,
Just donate the money.
yeah.
If it's still in his bank, just donate the money.
And oh yeah, I want to mention this. He mentions that he doesn't want to go to a doctor's salary. Like, dude, of course the money needs to go to the doctor's salary. Who do you think is doing the research?
The
The
doctor.
doctor. So I thought that was a crazy thing that he said there.
But
because I mean, doctors don't work for free.
no, they don't.
They need to get paid.
Yeah,
So obviously, like the money would have to go to the doctor.
because they're the one doing it.
Yeah. So research, honestly, but it's just that you could tell he's desperate because not because he got caught, but because he's trying to salvage his reputation.
But yeah, if I remember this back when I was in microeconomics,
Uh huh.
non-profit organization, right,
Yeah.
are technically still profit organizations because they had to worry about the bills.
Yeah.
So they definitely had to worry about money.
Yeah.
So there is no such thing as non-for-profit.
Yeah. But the Completionist claims that he doesn't touch any of the money. That any of the bills and everything come his out of pocket. He said that. That's when the argument is, you okay, you can't say then I took the money out of the charity so we could do that.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. And it's sad because people believed in it. Not just fans, but also game developers.
Yeah, I know game developers. They got some really reputable ones, if I remember.
Yeah.
So that's just really sad.
It is. And we need to call it out as it is. The guy steal money.
Well, I was gonna say he's a scammer, but yeah, that too.
I'm sorry. I mean, I really don't like the word donate because, well, when it comes donate when it comes to streaming, because I feel like that's when they say I'm donating to the streamer, you're just really helping that one guy out. You're not making any real big calls. That's why I prefer the word tipping,
Yeah, tipping.
Because donate should be used for something like charity.
Yeah, well, actually, if you don't know, some YouTube videos will have the fundraiser stamp right next to them. Some YouTube video will have like the fundraiser stamp to it, meaning that this video is for raising funds for a cause. So I do wonder because I know one will get in trouble if they turn out. Well, I mean, the Completionist does have a charity, but I wonder because like you can't just put the fundraiser for charity on stamp if you don't have a charity to begin with.
Yeah,
that would be fraud.
Yeah.
Very interesting what you two have to say about those stuff.
I'm wondering as well, people collab with him, like Xavier Woods, what he had to think of that. Like, did he actually, help a scammer?
Yeah, right.
I know, I'd be really disappointed.
Well, I know some people are defending him, like Pro Jarrett, defending the Completionist.
Nah, they're just being friends, which is something I don't support. If any of our friends caught doing this, you know how fickle I am. I call it out as it is.
Yeah. Well, I feel sorry for Peanut Butter Gamer because I think out of all the normal boots, he is the one generous guy, by the way.
Yeah, even
AKA Shaggy, by the way.
Yeah, even in Arthur, the last episode, they made Arthur grown up based on him.
Yeah. So, yeah, I do feel sorry for him because, like, I remember that one YouTuber said, like, Peanut Butter Gamer, like, of course he's sticking up with his friends, but he probably is the one generous guy, by the way, that out of all the normal boots.
Yeah. I mean, when I saw normal boots, only two of them that I really did like was Pro Jared and Peanut Butter Gamer. All the other guys were too edgy for me. Well, I mean, Jontron, I guess he was too funny that I did, found it entertaining. But you know what I mean.
For me, it was Jontron and Peanut Butter Gamer. Actually, Jontron is literally like my second favorite YouTuber behind the Angry Video Game Nerd. Like, Jontron was like a whole different atmosphere. It's like his landing of his jokes are always funny.
Yeah, I always give him credit for that.
And I know you're a little bit bitter with Jontron, especially that statement he did with Destiny.
Yeah, I don't need to hear about it.
But still, I mean, it's like what the different. And I remember someone mentioned that was Boogie 2988 because someone, I don't remember who, was comparing him with Jontron. And here's the two difference between Boogie and Jontron. Because when Jontron was in that controversy and when he made that statement, he disappeared.
Yeah.
And he disappeared for a long time.
Yeah, but something you need to do.
When he came back, everyone came back with open arms, by the way. And his career went back on track.
Yeah. And he was actual entertaining.
Ah, darn, you started my differences. The difference is that Jontron was actually entertaining. The whole flex tape. And I remember the guy was playing the clip, about the whole, I guess I could say, wiener Photoshop, but
No, yeah.
But I love that episode, especially in the end, where he was covering tape. Because, this is because he was playing with God.
Yeah.
That was the most weirdest one, where he ran to the shower, by the way. What the world?
If you
it
guys...
gotta be painful if you had chest hair and, all these hair around.
But if you guys don't know, flex tape is, like a very powerful duct tape that could stick through web objects.
Yeah.
And it's especially useful on roof leakage.
Yeah.
Hence why it is so good. and it can even help on boat repairs.
Are we doing a sponsor?
Oh no, but just to those who are like flex tape, yeah, what's that?
Yeah. Well, JonTron, he's funny. Now, for Boogie, when he's taking a break, it's like a week or months at best.
I know every locale does this. Like, I gotta take a break.
And it's 2 weeks later, they're back.
No, that is not enough. There's still people fresh in their minds.
And the second thing is that he's not funny. He's depressing.
He is depressing.
So why would you stick around with someone that's depressing?
Well, though, he's entertaining because he's depressing.
Yeah, locale.
Yeah.
Now, let's go back with Boogie. Now, some ordinary gamer actually went to Review Drama USSR stream to talk about that documentary.
Oh, yes. And what? No, it's funny, too.
Yeah.
Boogie was the one who brought it up. It wasn't Richard. It was Boogie.
And I love how the way Keystar got upset. And that's funny. The way he talked down on Review Drama USSR.
Oh, yeah.
Like, at you to Review Drama USSR, out of all places, Review Drama USSR, like he really talked down on him, and I know he hates him, by the way.
Yeah.
Especially the whole feud they had back then, by the way.
No, yeah, and I just want to say this: the Completionist is the new Richard Molesky.
Funny, yeah.
But yeah, still, yeah, and Keemstar told Boogie before all this, like he heard about it that Boogie is going to Richard Molesky, and he was like telling him, don't go there. And Boogie was like, oh, I'm just gonna tell him I'm busy. And it is so sad that he just came in, didn't even like, oh, I would like to talk, but I can't. That guy is an attention seeker.
I know.
And it's funny. He went like, I don't want no drama no more. I'm just gonna focus on my stuff. And the next thing you know, he talks about drama.
Yeah.
I know you can avoid drama at times. You know, that documentary is gonna follow him.
Yeah.
But he had a local broadcast. That couldn't have been your drama content.
Yeah.
Put everything in there. And if you're serious that you don't want any drama, make your main channel the entertainment content.
I could tell you're like so boiled.
Yeah, I know. I'm feeling red. But yes.
You kind of look a little pink.
Yeah. But still.
Actually, that like is your pimple purple over there? Yeah. Well, still.
Yeah. He screwed up. And it didn't even took. That's sad. It didn't even took. Like, this is just one episode and it's already Jeopardy. Which Keemstar didn't mean it when he was arguing to Boogie about the situation, but it feels more funnier to think that it really did happen. So let's go with that for now. Before all this, trying to contact him, he couldn't, so he's trying to contact his wife, and when he find out, that's where, you know, he felt like Boogie crossed the line. Richard Molesky got in contact with Boogie 2988 while he was playing Super Mario Brothers Wonder. And as soon as he got Helm and Mutahar to stream, he really decided to take off his shirt And he said, and I quote, I am getting shirtless to be the professional that I am. Yeah, that's a locale for you. But still. And Boogie was like, oh man, I didn't know you were going to be here. I would have trying to get a heads up. But because Mutahar blocked him and he said, oh, because you were getting mad at me. Mutahar had to clear up that he was not mad at him. For him to get mad at him, it means that it has to be personally. So therefore, he wasn't truly mad at him. And Mutahar said that Mutahar was calling Boogie 2988 a compulsive liar. Boogie was like saying, oh, I respect that. And then he went like saying, how could you respect that? Like, this doesn't make any sense. And Mutahar was trying to call out Boogie on the whole boxing thing, the expensive, like, no, that cannot be. That cannot be the expense. Boogie answer is, oh no, the documentarian, Mike, he fudged, whatever that means, the numbers. Boogie was trying to explain that he's on a drug of a muscle relaxer called Pupokin. And then Boogie was like, oh, Mike made a mistake that he wrote on a drug called Cupopentine, which is a drug that people take to recover from opium addiction. And Mutahar called him out like, oh, you're now saying that the documentary is the liar. Later on, Boogie was like bringing up the old crypto stuff. And Mutahar is like, why not you just cash that out? Because apparently Boogie got still $6,700 in that's still sitting in the crypto market. And Boogie is like, oh, because these money is not gonna make or break me, so might as well just leave it there. Or at least if it could go up, I could still try to take it. Dude, just if you need the money, take it out. And then Boogie was like trying to talk about the value of his house, in which Mutahar had to bring this up. If you can't live in a house, why not just downsize it to an apartment or to a smaller home? And that is where Boogie brings up, dun dun dun, his roommate. Oh, I don't want to leave because I got a roommate. Well then, everything you were like saying in the documentary feels really invalid. And Mutahar is trying to convince him, just live in an apartment. It doesn't matter if the state live in is like the worst on the renting side. If you could slice half of what you're paying now, you could live in ease. And that he doesn't have to make that leeway in the future. Yeah, and Mutahar was trying to call out how he threw that opportunity away of trying to get a job. And Boogie was like, oh, it was supposed to be some staffing agency, which is not really a job interview. But still, it was obvious he sabotaged it. And Boogie respond was like, oh, that the staff knew that I was not going to go through a job. So I decided to run with it and trying to go to my Andy Kaufman mode, whatever that means. And basically, like, if you, like, watch the documentary, oh boy, did it look so bad. You're supposed to look good, not look terrible. But to Tony, I bet he'd be like, oh, that's breaking stereotype. But still, Mutahar said, "Oh, if that's how you feel when any opportunity comes to you, you be like, oh, it won't work." Because Boogie was like, oh, it's not gonna work. And Boogie responded was like, oh, once it tells me that it can't, then it just can't. Boy, oh boy, does he's not learn anything what he watched about anything is possible if you could put your mind to it. Boy, oh boy. Richard Milesky and Moore called him out how the math in the documentary doesn't match up what he previously said, especially that conversation Boogie had with Turkey Tom, saying that his best earning months was $30,000 with sponsors. And let's not forget the roommate. And one of the biggest issue with Mutahar when he bring this up was it seems like Boogie wanted to guilt trip his audience, especially in the financial side. And Boogie's like, oh, well, I just wanted them to see my side. Oh, and after the conversation that Boogie had with Mutahar about the whole girlfriend disaster, how she's way too young for him, and that he is technically ruining her life. It's not real true love. And they had a heated argument in which Boogie is like saying to Mutahar, oh, because you're always wrong. Oh, you're wrong. And he screamed like a sore loser, Boogie. Like, yes it is. Yes it is. Yes it is. Like, oh, come on, Boogies. It's like the Frank Hassel all over again. Oh, man. But you know what I mean still.
Yeah.
And they had to bring in the B team, the farmers, to help make content in case stuff like this ever does happen.
Yeah. Which, funny enough, Mutahar was there, right?
Yeah, which is sad.
Wait, how come Mutahar is not in trouble for that?
It's sad. It is. Because Boogie is somebody who didn't learn.
Yeah.
And didn't want to grow.
Yeah.
He could have been a different person. Not everyone could have definitely say by the end he really was the Mr. Roger of the internet.
But he was not.
He never was. And we see it all max off.
Didn't there were like a video, I remember from Snort Horgan, of the conversation they have, and Keemstar was like, I hate you. I hate you.
Oh, and then he went down begging on his knees and hands. Yeah, that's sad.
That's big, and yeah, Keemstar was like, go on your knees and hands to, beg. And that's funny. Boogie 2988 actually did that. Went down to his knees and hands and say, I'm sorry, Daddy Keemstar. I am sorry, everyone else, really. That also include Ringer Redemption and Tommy C.
Yeah, what a disappointment. He had no dignity.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, no. Why?
Yeah.
That's funny.
That's funny.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I saw the one with Ellis Mark and Just Up was pretty hilarious. This is funnier, by the way.
Yeah. And really disappointed.
Yeah, really.
Because, well, it was never going to be the same with Darkside Phil. You know, if they didn't have Darkside Phil, it just, the local broadcast would not be in its full potential. But it still couldn't have work.
I remember King Sly T said he doesn't know if it will be as interesting with Tommy C. I would have to agree. I saw it would be extra interesting if it was the top three, by the way.
Yeah.
The holy trinity of S streamers.
And if it's not, at least the next three being Low Tier God, Richard Molesky, or Tipster.
You mean Baxter?
Baxter.
Baxter. Oh, he's not a big YouTuber that disappoint. How do you feel? Because you used to respect Baxter.
Oh yeah, he did sound like a very knowledgeable person. Only to then have
Golf mommies?
yeah. He sounds like a loser, and this is a married man.
Yeah, he should be off the internet.
Yeah, it's funny. He takes so many breaks because of this, by the way.
Yeah.
You know, that guy who's the definition of not
By the way-
learning his mistakes.
By the way, he was in that same circle with Keemstar.
Oh, yeah.
Remember, they both went into that Wing of Redemption interview.
Yeah, they did.
Not interview. It wasn't an interview. It looked like it turned to an interview. And it's funny because he mentioned Keemstar talking about that he can milk this for money. The local broadcast. I really do think that was the prelude to the local broadcast.
Yeah.
And I truly do believe he did have that vision in his sleep. I guarantee you, that probably was the night after, or at least maybe the morning after. I don't know what his sleeping schedule is, because my sleeping schedule is in the morning. Actually, technically it's in the afternoon, but you get the point. That he probably thought, and like, you know, a vision in his sleep after having that long conversation with Ring of Redemption. That I bet he literally have a vision in his dream, like a prophet, a local prophet, that there was gonna be a broadcast with the three of them, and it would have made bank.
I'm surprised I wasn't Sunny V2.
Right? Yeah. So I don't know. It's pretty strange, by the way.
And if Boogie is out, then I'm already disinterested in the local broadcast. It's just never gonna be the same.
I know. You know what I would love to see as a guest?
What?
Just Jargon or Monkey Jones.
Oh yeah.
Because them themselves are jokesters.
Yeah.
I would love to see that, by the way.
I-
Especially with Monkey Jones. When he did with his buddy role playing as Ring of Redemption.
I love that.
That would have been funny.
That would have been funny.
Yeah. But still. Oh yeah, how do you feel about the return of Christian?
I don't know. I always thought his story shouldn't have ended of him going to jail. That's what it felt like.
Well, he's back, and he's one of those people that claims the title of the Jesus Christ of the internet.
Yeah, it's hard to...
Actually, in his case, will be the Blue Heart Goddess or whatever what he was.
Yeah, and it's so hard to believe.
I'm not gonna lie. I remember I mentioned this before. I don't like to consider him as a low cow. I like to consider him as a horror cow.
No, yeah.
Because I don't get no loads. But I never did fell into that rabbit hole until I started reading the Quickie, or at least SonicShoe.com.
To me, is when we were watching Adventure Time, Fiona and Kate.
Yeah, no, exactly. Because I was, you know, the whole Ice King and Fiona and Cake fan fiction.
Yeah.
And I honestly saw it, by the way, the merge was happening in Adventure Time.
Bro, when I stop and think about it, the Ice King he is
Christian?
Yes.
I
They got so many in common.
Yeah, right?
They're the bad guys who draw fiction where they self-insert and made them the good guy.
Yeah.
Being so delusional.
I actually love it, by the way, because it really does have parallels with Sonic Shoe, by the way.
Oh yeah,
Christian.
Christian with Sonic Shoe being like lazy original. He's like smashing Sonic and Pikachu, and he calls that original.
Yeah, Sonic Shoe.
Ice King.
Copyright mess.
Ice King, where he
Gender bend everyone.
Yeah, and he calls that original.
Yeah.
It just felt. If it's like if They either took inspiration from Christian to make Ice King, or that
It was just too coincidental. Well, I'm not gonna lie. Because of Fiona the Cake, I love that show so far. By the way,
yeah.
um, I was like literally went and read the quickie, by the way, because at work, when I'm on break,
Mm-hmm.
I be reading it and I laugh. And I remember this one guy asking me, um, am I reading a really good story? And I was like, kind of, yeah, yeah. I'm like enjoying because it is so fascinating. By the way, reading the quickie, and then I remember I shout out loud, "Aspershoe," laughing, and then somebody told me, "What's Aspershoe?" And I was like, "Oh shoot, I don't know how to explain myself on this one."
Yeah, it can depends how one views, all that um encyclopedia stuff.
Yeah, it's definitely biased against Christian. That's for sure.
Oh, I believe you.
100%. By the way, biased.
Yeah. Well, still.
Well, actually, we're almost near the end of the broadcast.
Yeah.
Do you have any final thought with no, I'm not talking about the Ice King, but was Boogie 2988 or the Completionist?
For Boogie 2988, he's a mess. And he is no good guy. Yeah, he's somebody who I will probably laugh at times, but now knowing who he is, I just there's no redemption for him. There's not. He's not gonna get what he wants.
No. Now I know Christian is given the title as the original locale, but ain't Boogie 2988 much older? On internet presence than Christian?
Yeah.
So wouldn't he technically be the original locale?
Yeah.
But you're gonna say he wasn't considered a locale until many years later.
Yeah.
That's the big difference, bruh. He may be he made debut earlier. Doesn't mean that he was a locale when he started it.
And I guess if you're talking about media rights, Christian technically did debut on television further.
In the 90s, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, several times. And in magazines.
Yeah.
This guy was literally in the news even to this day.
Yeah. But yeah, for the completionist, he really disappointed me. It's a cautionary tale to influencers or YouTubers where they're just people on camera. They didn't much earn the spot, more like they got lucky and that they then had to earn
to stay on top.
Yeah.
I would just say that just do your research
heavily.
Just know where the money is going.
And
I guarantee you there's a lot of influencer that is doing a lot of good with the money. And it's just one bad apple out of a whole basket.
Yeah.
So don't let that one incident let you down. Just, I would say, do your research on if you know this charity is legit or not.
And I was going to basically say, and if you really want to donate something, donate directly to the organization.
Not just that influencer.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yes. So that's basically what I have right now.
All right. I'm feeling burnt out.
Yeah, same here.
Okay. If you have any questions about the show, you can email at wearepressascending@yahoo.com. And we got Twitter. We are presenting.
All right, guys. I love you guys so much. And remember to stay beautiful or stay ugly. All right. See you guys. Bye.